It was the biggest financial data breach in history. About a year ago, JP Chase revealed that more than 80 million of its customers had been hacked. Now, the hackers didn't get account information or social security numbers, but they focused on the names and addresses of clients. And this week, 3 men were charged for hacking 12 financial institutions, including JP Morgan. While Karina Huber has been following the story, she joins us for more. Karina, you've been looking at this, and interestingly enough, the hackers weren't interested in their banking details.
No, they never were seeking banking information. What they were really looking for, this is according to U.S. officials, was to basically hack into target customers in what's called a pump and dump scheme.
Pump and dump. It's classic fraud and nothing new on Wall Street. But 3 men indicted on Tuesday have allegedly taken it to a whole new level. Manhattan U.S. Attorney Preet Bharara, the lead prosecutor in the case, calls it, quote, securities fraud on cyber steroids. 2 Israeli men, Jerry Shalon and Ziv Orenstein, and a U.S. citizen, Joshua Aron, allegedly hacked into more than 100 million customer accounts at JPM and other firms, specifically looking for people who actively trade in stocks. They then allegedly blasted them with deceptive emails marketing penny stocks they were invested in. When the price went up, they offloaded their own shares, making tens of millions of dollars over a period of 3 years beginning in 2012.
The conduct alleged in this case showcases a brave new world of hacking for profit. It is no longer hacking merely for a quick payout. Rather, it is hacking in support of a diversified criminal conglomerate.
The defendants have been charged with 23 offenses, including securities and wire fraud and money laundering conspiracy.
The victims in the case were the 100 million individuals whose personal information was compromised. But financial institutions like JP Chase also suffered reputational damage. Cybersecurity experts say consumers need to be vigilant, but actually banks are more secure than most sites.
They're attacked every single day, and most of the attacks are thwarted. We never hear about them. It's only when somebody gets through and there is a large breach that we actually hear about it and it makes the headlines.
Schober says banks have invested heavily in early threat detection software.
They're doing a very good job. What's not happening as well as it should yet is the sharing of the information between financial institutions and government agencies.
The Department of Justice said the charges in this case largely came about thanks to victims coming forward to hold the cyber thieves accountable.
Now, 2 of the defendants, Shalon and Orenstein, were arrested in July of this year in Israel and remain in custody there. The U.S. is seeking their extradition to stand trial in the U.S. And the 3rd defendant, Aron, remains at large.
This is a pretty big deal, Karina. They're facing 23 counts. Right. What kind of sentence?
Well, it's all up to the discretion of the judge. They do not have to follow sentencing guidelines. But the legal experts that I've spoken to have said that given that they profited $100 million, it's most likely that at least the lead defendant will face a minimum of 20 years in prison if extradited and convicted.
And how likely is it that they will be extradited?
Well, because Israel is an ally of the U.S., it's likely that the 2 that are in Israel and already in custody will be extradited. The question really is about the 3rd one, who is believed to be in Russia right now. There is no extradition treaty between the 2 countries, and we've seen what's happened with Edward Snowden. So really it would have to be a diplomatic overture that would have to occur for that to happen.
Well, we'll see about how likely that is. Now, law enforcement officials caught up with these guys after years of them engaging in a pump and dump scheme. But apparently this was just phase 1, just one part of a bigger plot.
Yes, well, Preet Bharara said that the 3 allegedly had planned to basically hack into companies to get non-public information and to trade on that information, so using hacking for insider trading. Now, this is not anything new on Wall Street. We saw in August of this year, 9 people from the U.S. and the Ukraine were accused of doing a similar thing, hacking into business news wires, getting information and trading on it. So it is sort of the new frontier of securities fraud, according to Preet Bharara.
Yeah, unfortunately, new technology also providing a lot of new opportunities for fraud and crime. All right, thanks for following that story, Karina Huber.